Blackane Bay family whose home was struck by lightning was left with essentially nothing, but one resident in the community have since helped pick them back up. ABC's Sean Mahoney joins us now and has more on how these complete strangers came together to help a family in need. Hey, Sean.
Well, yeah, Natalie, Bryan Sandaval and his wife were out on a dinner date Thursday night when they got a phone call that rocked their world. Their house caught on fire with their children inside, and the family is left to pick up the pieces. But what happened next has them hopeful for the future. Last Thursday, Bryan Sandaval received a call that rocked his world.
All I hear is a knock on the door, like someone pounding on our door, like, y'all need to get out of there. The house is on fire. The house is on fire. I'm like, oh my God, is this real? And I'm like hearing this over the phone.
His house struck by lightning and caught on fire with his kids inside the home.
When we first pulled up, it was, let's find our kids.
His kids safe, but many of the family's belongings were destroyed in the fire, leaving Sandaval wondering where to go next.
It didn't really hit us until we got to the hotel and realized how many things we didn't have. And then you're like, oh my God, we're about to have to buy everything in our life.
Enter Ashley Chase.
My immediate response was, I need to go and I need to help.
A neighbor 4 houses down who hardly had a relationship with the family.
I've hung out with the family maybe 3 times.
Extending a helping hand, Chase set up a PayPal fundraiser to help the family get back on their feet.
We got to help them financially until they can at least get money from insurance to help with what comes next.
And that's when the community stepped in. Over $3,500 raised in less than 3 days, as well as donations ranging from toys for the kids to a computer for Bryan's work.
It's kind of nice that we were all human for this mission of let's provide for this family, and we all came together as humans with compassionate hearts and our willingness to help.
Sandaval says this is exactly what they needed.
I was completely floored by how everyone came together to help us. It blew my mind. Like, makes you feel good about humanity a little bit, because I mean, we're struggling, but we have so much less to worry about.
And for Chase, while she did not expect to get this much attention, she says that this is definitely something that will make the community stronger.
For us to still hardly know each other, it feels like it's nice to say, like, oh wow, we really do come together when things like this happen, and it's beautiful.
Now, the family says they will receive help from the insurance once the fire department makes an official report of the damage, but they won't know any of that until the fire department comes to their house tomorrow.
We also begin this hour with a developing situation within Dorchester District 2. A school board meeting will get underway in the next few minutes. It comes just hours after the district announced the passing of 4 members of the district family. Schools and a teacher advocacy group announced the deaths over the weekend. Now, those deaths have led to heartbreak sweeping across DD2. The district has not released the names of those who have died. Our Natalie Spalla joining us now. Natalie, what do we know about these deaths right now?
Well, Dean, 2 of the people who have died have been identified by their respective schools, one being Claire Baisley. She was Span Elementary's new assistant principal, and beyond that, she was a new mother. Tonight, dozens are stepping up to ensure her husband and new baby don't have to face this hard time alone.
It's just been one of these emotional roller coasters of tension.
Philip Wilson lives next door to the Baisleys, a family who just welcomed a baby boy, now a family without a mother.
It was pretty devastating.
Wilson, also a pastor, says he heard the news of Claire's passing Sunday morning.
It was one of those moments where I had to cling to the very thing that I preach and teach people, is this beautiful gospel message that there's hope in it.
Hope coming in the form of food. Neighbors assembling a meal train online. Day after day, meal after meal, slots filled up quickly.
When I checked it this morning, he has meals through that first week of October.
Complete strangers stepping up, demonstrating what community is truly about in more ways than one.
To see people wanting to do whatever they can, whether it be through dropping off a meal or I've got 5 different neighbors that have signed up to mow his grass for the next month. There are people that have given to a diaper fund. It's just been amazing to see.
That amazement, of course, stemming from tragedy, something that has swept across Dorchester District 2. The district releasing a statement that 4 employees have died within recent days.
There are people all across our community right now that are dealing with this, and where Claire and Scott's story might be a little different because there's a newborn in the mix.
A reminder that life is precious and good people overpower bad situations.
God didn't mean for us to live life alone, and he sends people to show us that he loves us and the world is still loved by him, and we're seeing that played out in Scott and Claire's life.
Now, Wilson tells me he often says as a pastor, he has a front row seat to see God's work. He says this is one of the biggest displays of community he's ever seen.
The Isle of Palms has gone 8 months without a fire chief. Now, some council members are concerned with the vacant position. Others say the temporary takeover by the police chief is enough to keep citizens safe. The Firefighters Association spoke with our Tara Jabor about that opening. Now, she's working for you tonight and has both sides of the issue.
The city of Isle of Palms needs a fire chief. The spot has been open for 8 months.
In March of 2021, the city administrator and city council attempted to fill the fire chief position, but failed despite having more than 70 candidates, both internal and external, to choose from.
William Pesicher says the process of hiring a chief has been flawed and has failed the citizens of IOP. He says the vacant position is a safety concern.
If something happens at a scene, who's the one that's going to be in trouble? It could be you guys as citizens, or it could be them. And they need that extra person there.
The association blames council.
This falls on the city council, and the city council has failed them. It has failed the department, and we need to move forward.
Council member Ryan Buckhannon says he wants to hire an internal candidate. He says if not, turnover could happen in the fire department.
When we start having turnover and loss of positions, and you're going to have a hard time filling those positions. And then we're paying all the money to go through and train and put these people in place, only to pay them just to jump ship and go to another department.
Philip Pounds is also a member of council. He says he believes the temporary public safety position held by Police Chief Kevin Cornett is enough to get the city through the season.
I think we're all looking for the most qualified candidate, whether that be inside the four walls or outside the walls of the city. And Tara, because we have made an offer to an external candidate as well as an internal candidate. So I think we're looking for the best candidate, regardless of where they may sit.
Mayor of the island, Jimmy Carroll, says he wants the problem to be solved soon, but he won't micromanage. The decision is made based on voting, and that involves every member of council.
I think we should listen to our firefighters. Let's let public safety bring in the 3 battalion chiefs and the 3 captains, have a sit down and make a decision, bring it to council, and let's get it over with. And we can do that quickly by having specially called meetings.